Oh, can you hear me? Actually, that's better. You might know me as Mrs. M. I'm here today without all of the flashy technology that Carl normally uses, the green screen, the beautiful lighting. So I might be looking a bit baggy and tired. We are moving today. Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Just checking. Hang on one sec. Can you hear me? Let's hope you didn't, because I'm not necessarily in tune. Okay, gotcha. That's good. That's good to know. I'm here on my own. The front door is open, or the door to the office is open, because Mr. M is moving in and out. It's very, oh, here he is. It's very YMCA this morning. I'm expecting hard hats and high-vis jackets and whatnot. But for now, I'll just have to contend with Carl in a sweaty polo shirt. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I went to bed at 3 a.m. I was doing my coaching calls really, really late last night. So it is a pretty tough day. I will just say, Carl wants to know if anyone's seen his gold mankini. Have you got it? If you have, let us know. Show us a pic. Just to let you know today, it's only 30 minutes because we are really in a bit of a rush. As you can imagine, when it comes to moving, it can be a bit of a chore, can't it? But apart from that, hopefully I'll do an okay job. I've been waiting to get behind the camera and behind the mic for quite some time, but can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? Can you just confirm? I think that was a bit of sabotage. I think Carl didn't want me to be in his show, so he has turned the internet off. Can you all see me now? I'm hoping so. Anyway, let's say a few hellos. Hopefully I didn't lose too many people. In fact, it's gone up since from 50 people to 60 people. So a big hello to you all. If you just joined us, it's me, Mrs. M, today running Carl's show because he is getting all hot and sweaty, packing up all of our belongings. Not for the first time since we've been being in Portugal, to be fair. Let's just say a few hellos to everybody. And then I'll be really happy to answer your questions and have a little sort of general chit chat about what's going on. So we've got a big hello from Thunderduck. Everyone look busy. The boss is here. Yes, Carl has been peeking behind the scenes. I'm sure he'll be here a little bit later. We've got Gemini Bradshaw saying, good morning, everyone. Isn't it nice how this community all says hello to everyone? I love that so much. We've got a bon dia from Jim. Hey, Jim. I don't know what time it is where you are right now, but you're a really, really great supporter of the show. And I know there's so many hours between us. A bon dia from Stephen Wells. Hey, and Francis as well. A special good morning to Louisa. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Forgive me if I'm not able to get to all of you, but I really appreciate you all wishing me a good morning. Obviously, I'm not quite as quick or as skilled as Carl. And we've also got Andrea Hogan wishing us good morning. I will get back to more. And like I say, forgive me if I don't quite do it. Right, let's just see where everybody is right now. Has Carl made me a coffee yet? No. What I did, and you know, maybe you guys who've moved before will be able to appreciate this. I actually wanted to pack the coffee filter up yesterday, so I've actually brewed coffee in advance and put it in a pot. So it's not really great coffee today, but it's in a saucepan ready to heat up, and I would like it if you could bring me some. I'm actually drinking Coca-Cola, which I don't normally drink. I'd like to say this is a cup of tea, but it's actually a double Coke. I've actually got another one in Carl's Good Morning Portugal cup. I've got to keep it. Got to keep going. I've only had 3 hours sleep, so you know this is a pretty critical day for us today. We've got a hello from Penny Albertella in Devon. Hey, Penny. Van Patterson is saying hello, and we've also got loads more hellos again. John Rooney saying moving again. Yes. Now, most people, if I was to say the last time we moved was only 3 months ago, you'd probably think, and you'd be fairly justified in thinking that people don't, you know, people usually last more than 3 months. And, you know, we have stayed for many months and years in different places before. But actually, our shortest stay in a house that we were renting, in fact, I'm not going to tell you, I'd like you to guess, and then I'll tell you the story why, because it's a little bit bizarre. Talking of bizarre, I'd like to know about, did I grow the Coca-Cola myself? I love that. No, I didn't. I do like to grow a lot of things, Stephen, but not Coca-Cola. I haven't quite managed that. I do actually have some tamarind seeds in the fridge, which I was hoping to try and grow, and because I really like tamarind juice. So, you know, one day I might contact you and be able to share that. Now, Carl is a little bit antsy because I think he wants to join us from the heart of where it's all going on. He's with the lovely Terry. I can't remember what Terry's business name is, but I'm just going to send Carl a link now quickly. And while I'm doing that, let's just also welcome Solo 50 plus expat Portugal. Always have a little moving box with kettles, mugs, PG tips. Great. So please let us know your top tips. I would absolutely love that. Right. So it looks like Facebook is back up. So I should be able to message Carl with a link and he can join you from his side of where we are today. I'm sending that in right now. Hopefully we'll have him on screen in just a second. So yeah, let us know. What are the craziest things that have ever happened to you when you've been moving home? What are the weirdest surprises you've had on arriving at a destination? What was the strangest experience that you've had? Yeah, and also, while I've got you, if there's anything you want to know about Carl, then just ask me, because, you know, he's all love and light most of the time. You know, you guys, you see the best of him every single day, you know, full of beans, really lively and stuff. But actually, he's a moody little git today. So anything you want to know, I'm really happy to tell. Anyway, we're getting some comments in right now, so let's just see what we've got. So Peter Bleach is joining us. He's saying, bon dia, Louise. Where are you all off to today? The very best of luck to you and the family. Well, here's the thing. We're not actually moving into our final destination today. Our belongings are being removed. They are off to be stored until our moving day. And what we're going to do is we're going to stay at a friend's house overnight tonight. Our dog, one of our dogs, is going into a kennel, and he's going to have his balls cut off over the next 10 days. I think it's called castration. That's what Carl's just yelled in from the side. And then we're going to go to Lisbon. We've got some friends who are both going on holiday, and they're flat free for 10 days. So we're going to have a lovely holiday, which I'm really looking forward to. Because you know what? I can't remember the last time we had a holiday at the Munson family. You know, like the way we live, we like to think that we're always on holiday because we both work part-time, and we have loads of time with the kids and we're always off out and stuff. But it is, you know, it would be nice to have a holiday. I mean, Carl is going to still do the show for sure. So that's our plans. Oh, look who joined me. Oh, you're not looking sweaty enough. I don't think you've worked hard enough yet. What's going on from your end? We've got more computer issues. Obviously, even though...
No. Here's the boss of the moving firm here. This is Chris, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
He's gone all shy now. He's giving me some serious... Oh, I see. Okay. Right. I think we're all in trouble now. The atmosphere's changed. Yeah.
Right. So how's it going? How's the old delivery?
Hold on a minute. Is this what's happening that happened with Expats Everywhere? You're actually more popular than me. Oh my God.
I've got 79 viewers at the moment.
I'm looking at the comments. I'm fired. I'm fired from the moving side of things and the show side of things.
Seriously, I haven't even seen that comment.
On
Well, here's the thing, right? And I'd love your viewers to help me with this, Carl, because every day we have a bit of a competition, and Carl takes quite a lot of joy in laughing at the amount of subscribers to my own channel. So, like, he's well in the 8,000s. You know, thanks to all of you. You've got Carl's got so many followers, and I've barely just made it up to 500. No, I mean, I'm nowhere near 500. I'm like 400.
We're going into a tunnel. I can't.
And I've had my channel for 7 years. So it is a bit of a risky maneuver to have me on here actually today, Carl. But if you'd like to show some support, and if you like kind of chats with healer types and philosophical things and a little bit of astrology or coaching, then go to Louisa Tanner Munson on YouTube and friend me up, you know, like subscribe, and then we'll see who gets the most amount of
your mum on the radio,
Carl or me. Now, normally Carl gets around about 20 subscriptions a day, and I'd like to blow him out of the water because you know what? I'm a little bit sick of his, oh, look at you with your 400 subscribers. So come on, show us the van. Daddy. I think the internet connection is too bad, but at least you get to see his grin. He is still alive. I haven't, done something horrible to him in the night. We are really, really moving. So we have got a comment from Rod Scott from Gosport UK. My wife and I are just beginning our journey to retire to Portugal. Well, I hope, Rod, it goes really, really well. I don't know when you're arriving. Let us know where you're going. And if there's anybody in this group who's in the area, maybe they can welcome you. Maybe you can have a little chat or something. I know Carl likes to help people connect. We've also got Francis, who's saying, an old skateboard is my best moving mate. Tell me more about that. I want to know more. I mean, who wants to know more about that? I think that's really cool.
Can't get wooden edgeways there. I knew this would happen.
What's that? Carl, it's because you're really slow. Come on. Chop, chop. This is airtime. What do you want to share with people?
I've actually got to go and do some work. Otherwise, my credibility is just going to be shot here.
Okay.
These blokes.
All right.
There are real blokes here. I'm not used to being sweaty at this time of day. And if I don't go and do some work now, I'm going to lose my credibility and standing among working men.
Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks for joining us anyway. Show us a picture of when it's all fully loaded. I'd love to see that. And I'm sure your guests, you know, all of your lovely audience would love to see, you know, just how disorganized we are. Anyway, I'll catch you later, babe. Okay, so Jacqueline saying, good morning, Louisa. Nice to see you on the morning show. Thank you very much. It's lovely to have you here. MF is asking, does Carl snore? Yes, he does. Not always. I tell you what he does more than snoring is he has this, like if he's coming down with a fever or something, he talks in the night and he's really vocal. And sometimes I've heard actual like sentences from him, but he's really, really noisy when he sleeps. And one of our children is also like that. It's a little bit annoying. We've also got moving is brutal. This is Kate Gimlet. have I pronounced that right? Forgive me if I haven't. Moving is brutal. I wish you a smooth transition to your next home. Thank you very much. It's very kind of you. The very first accommodation that we went to when we came to Portugal, which is almost 4 years ago to the day, we rented a house just on a really short-term basis for like 6 weeks just to get us settled and arrived in Portugal. And we paid this couple to like rent their house for this short term. And we were told it will all be lovely and clean and it would be perfect. And when we got there was a dead bird underneath the dinner table. I mean, it was gross. She had gone back to the UK and left her husband to finish off. And I cannot, it took so long to actually clean it to a standard that we could live in. It was really gutting. So that's our weirdest thing that we found on arrival. I'd love to hear more from you guys. Carl is wanting to join us again. He just can't leave his show alone. Carl, are you there? Nope, I'll just keep talking and sharing messages because there's loads coming in.
What? Oh, sorry, mate.
You're all right. I'm getting back.
Just scrolling back. Oh, so many comments. I don't know how Carl manages this. He does such a good job. Someone is saying, "Oh no, poor Jimmy." That's our friend Louise, because Jimmy's obviously getting castrated, but as she knows, he likes a bit of a wander. So hopefully that'll help. Gary's joining us from Viagra, I think you call it now. I think what has just happened with your moving connection with my family is just plain strange. I think it's flipping marvelous. For those of you that don't know, Gary's brother is moving out of the place and he would like to move in. So it's quite a nice fit. So thank you so much, Gary, for helping us out and the introductions and stuff. That's awesome. Someone's just said, hola. Nubianette. Andrea is saying more people comment for the missus than the mister. Well, he will love that. Actually, I think he quite likes the competition. Steve Welton is saying good morning, Louisa and Carl. Now, is Carl going to talk to us? No, I can't hear him. Jacqueline is saying we have our grand tabletop sale event this weekend here in the beautiful park, Dom Carlos I in Caldas de Rainha, and a lovely cake stall too. All funds raised for the dog shelter, CRAPAA. I don't actually want to read that out because it spells crapper, but it's here in Caldas. I'm sure it won't be a load of crap. I'm sure it's going to be really successful, and I really wish you all the luck. If you're in the area and you want to meet up with Jacqueline Branco, then please do go there. Jacqueline, can you let us know what time does it start? And you say it's this weekend. Is it like Saturday or Sunday? That would really help. Cindy B saying, more Louisa. Bring it on, sister. Thank you very much. We've got a comment from Gemini Bradshaw. She said, can you put your website on screen, please? I don't know what you mean by that. But I'm not as good as... Oh, you want my website on the screen? Just clarify what you want. If you want me to put my website up, I'll happily do that. But I've got to move on. So Stephen's saying, Carl, you'd better do a good job. Otherwise, you get sent to the kennel. In fact, we're actually taking the kennel with us. It's already packed. Louise is saying, I get the same from my daughter. She can't believe how old her mum has so many more subscribers than her. Oh, how her old mum has more subscribers than her. You know what? The first time it happened when Carl and I got shamed about how many subscribers we had, it was when our eldest, Digby, who's 9, he really likes Minecraft, and so he follows this Minecrafter called Dan TDM, and Digby once piped up, so mum, how many subscribers you got? And at that time I was in my 200s, and he said, what, 200,000? And I was like, no, 200. And he absolutely wet himself because his favorite YouTuber has got something like 15 million plus or something like that. It's a ridiculous amount. So we got totally shamed up by our 9-year-old. I would love to, maybe put that right one day. But anyway, Midlife Crisis World Tour. What a great name. I love that. Louisa, it's not the quantity of your subscribers, it's the quality. Okay, that's not true. It's the number. Well, I do like to think that the subscribers I have are really loyal to me, so it's great. And thankfully, my business doesn't rely on subscribers; it relies on word of mouth, so it's all good. Steve Welton saying, watching you from Lisbon this morning on our research trip. Nice to see this show live. It is always live, and even when we go on holiday later on, we're going to be broadcasting from wherever we are. So tomorrow's show is going to be broadcast. Do you guys want to come and say hello? This is the Munson Collective coming in. So this is Minnie.
Hi.
What's it like moving?
It's actually raining outside.
Oh, it's raining. Oh no, I've got my washing out. Digby, do you want to say hello?
Hello.
That's the one that shamed us off about followers. And then the little one's running off. Okay, see you later. Can you sort that out for him? Can you take that to him, please? Love. Thank you. So where are we? I still want to hear more about your funny stories about what's the weirdest thing you've ever encountered in your move, and also what's the shortest period of time you've ever stayed in one of your homes. Has it ever gone totally wrong or totally right? And I'm still looking to, hear if you can guess the length of time we spent in one place, which is our shortest ever stay. It's so funny because our good man, Terry, who is moving us today, he's saying, this is the third move. And it really is. We actually said, out of all the families that you serve in Portugal, who have moved the most? And it's us. So anyway, Jacqueline CDM, all the best to you, lovely people, and your family for your mood today. Thank you very much. Loving the emojis. Thunderdark is saying, pull his man card. What's that? What's his man card? I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to know, actually. Let's find out. Antonio is saying, nice to meet you, Mrs. M. Hi, Carl, and hi back to you, Antonio. Frank is joining us today. Bon dia, everyone. Nice to see you this morning, Louisa. Nice to hear from you, Frank.
You're making me look bad.
Carl's a bit, come and join us. Good luck with the move. Get back to the boxes, Carl. Yes, that's Frank. Go on, work harder. He's just walked past, trying to ripple his muscles. And I'm really happy to take some of your questions as well about Carl, because, he's quite a one. We have also got some more comments. I'm so sorry, I'm not going to get to do them because this is only like a 30-minute show, and I'm really conscious of the fact that how does Carl get any content shared with anyone on his show? Because if he reads out all his comments, it is literally the show is you guys, and I mean that's fantastic. I mean that's why you join every day, isn't it? Because there's that lovely sense of community, and it's a bit of a laugh and all that. But I'm not going to get any chance to deliver anything. Which is kind of helpful for me, actually. So we have got Francis saying, the skateboard helps me move around the really heavy, awkward shaped things through doors. That's a really good idea. We use rugs. It's supposed to take the weight off an adult, so why not? Yes, that's really great. Mark Rigby is saying, lived in South Sea before moving to northern Portugal. Wishing you success in moving from Gosport to Portugal. I'm guessing that's for somebody else because I'm not in Gosport right now. But yes, good luck to everyone that's moving at the moment. Jim White's in Baltimore and it's 4:16 a.m. Oh man, I really, really love and appreciate you for joining us. Mouth tapping. Okay. Oh, is that taping or tapping? Will help with the snoring and the talking. I'm not joking. Look it up. Book. The book is called The Oxygen Advantage. Yes, I shall check that out. And I may well be taping up the mouths of my husband and one of my children. That sounds a bit odd, doesn't it? And a bit wrong. Gary saying, make sure you pay a visit to see Tony's bar just up the road from you. Okay, we'll do. I absolutely love the area that we're going to. And funnily enough, when we first came out 4 years ago, we had our camper van. And, one thing that you may not know about Carl is when he gets his mind set on something, he sticks to it, and it doesn't matter what you say, you can't shift him. And so he wanted to get this camper van so that it was like our escape capsule. It was going to get us from the UK to Portugal. And he said, I don't care where it takes us, but it's going to bring us home. And the funny thing is, when we arrived in Portugal, we were bombing around in our camper van, having a great time. And then when we got to São Martinho de Porto, it broke down. And that's actually where we're moving to now. And we actually fell in love with that town. It's a really beautiful seaside resort. Where our camper van, the Magic Bus, brought us to is actually where we're moving to now. And I think we're going to be there a while. I'll be surprised if we're not. We absolutely love it. Pete Bleach is saying, read the snoring. Have you tried holding his nose? Apparently smothering him with a pillow isn't on vogue at the moment. Well, the funny thing is somebody has tried to smother Carl before. Not me, not an ex-partner, and definitely not a kinky sex thing. In fact, I probably shouldn't say any more, but Carl has someone has tried to smother him before, and that's a conversation for a whole other day. Tony Aston saying good morning. The sound effects of wrapping tape in the background are great. Yeah, it's really bonkers here. Right, Nigel Henry saying brought a fruit farm six tea house. What's tea? Is that like a 6-bedroom house? I don't know with all the lingo. Won't move. Oh, that's great. You're loving it. Our Algarve fan, great to see you. And no bags. Well, thank you very much. It's very kind of you. I am pretty much a decade younger than Carl. So I'm the younger, I'd like to say more glamorous version, but because Carl's half Chinese, and you might not know that, he's half Chinese, half Irish. He's got really great skin for his age. And a lot of people think he's a lot younger than he is, but he's well in his 50s. I think he wants to join us now. While he shivvies along, let's take some more comments. Louise Solo 50 plus. You, Louise. I don't know if you want to outed like that, so forgive me. Louise, you should really do a weekly. You are great. Thank you very much. I'm not sure Carl will like that, but maybe he will. I don't know. Jacqueline saying you're doing a great show. Thank you. You should do a couple of mornings a week.
You just realised
1 morning to 2 mornings a week. Tabletop sale event Saturday and Sunday is 9 to 5. It's near the museum.
She's put me on air there.
It's the building with the giraffe. I love that giraffe. Carl, did you want to say something? No, he's gone. He's gone again.
No, I didn't want to say anything.
But you
I just realised we're live on air. What have me and Chris been saying about Terry while his back was turned?
We didn't hear anything because the connection between us isn't so great at the moment. So.
Oh, yes, Chris, we're all right.
Okay, I'm going to let you go so none of that naughty man chat gets caught out on this video. Anyway, catch you later. Bye. So we got some more comments. At Midlife Crisis World Tour, absolutely true. The algorithm likes engagement, not quantity. Well, maybe that's why I don't do so well on my channel, because not many people watch, so I don't get a chance to do much interaction. Right, where are we? There's so many comments. You guys are great. I'm going to be looking at this after the show and thinking, damn, I wish I'd included that one. Margarita is joining us. They are so cute. The perfect mix of both Carl and Louisa. Thank you very much. In fact, Carl has got 5 children in total. He's got 2 big daughters, and they all look the same. They are very, very much the same. Yes, like people look at them and they would say, oh, yes, that's a Munson. That's definitely a Munson. Gary is saying, I'm sure you'll be very happy there. It's a lovely spot. It is, I agree. Elra Linda is saying, fortunately never had issues moving houses. Only have positive memories of that because we get friends together, everyone helps, and by the end, we buy everyone dinner, have fun. That's lovely. Yeah, I think we're going to have some fun. We've moved quite a few times, so we're actually kind of okay at doing it now. Let's see. I'm still waiting to hear more stories about what's been going on, with all your moves and stuff. Cindy B is saying 50 plus moves in my life. I'm actually writing a book on moving. Funnily enough, Cindy, I was thinking the other day, I'd like to write a book about being at home and finding home and knowing what home feels like and all those kinds of things. Because I'm not sure any of you know this. You might know me that I'm an astrologer, but actually I'm a coach as well, and a hypnotherapist, and I use NLP and stuff. And so one of the things I notice with my clients a lot is, the quest to feeling at home and feeling really comfortable in your own skin is really, really huge. So on the moving theme, Cindy, I think it's brilliant. I'd love to read your book as you're writing it. If you need someone to do that, I'd love to do that. I think it's a great idea. Austin Foot is saying bom dia, a little easier on the eye this morning. Thank you very much. We had similar when we moved in, an outdoor bird cage. Oh, with 4 dead birds in it. Maybe a badly timed moving in present. Oh, that's awful. Oh, I feel like a moment of silence is needed, but I don't think I can do that because you guys are used to Carl's upbeat and chatty ways. So I'm going to keep going. But thank you for sharing that. Funny thing with animals, who here has had animals arrive at their home? Like wherever we move to, animals seem to gravitate towards us. We did a lovely house sit on the outskirts of Tomar for a lovely woman called Annie. And we were house sitting there I think for 9 months. In fact, I gave birth to our 3rd child there. I'm going to say last child as well, because I'm, in my late 40s now. So we gave birth to him, or I gave birth to him there. But like when we arrived, in the first week, I looked out the window and there were two strange dogs on site having they were making love, let's say. That's a kind way, but right outside the kitchen window. And that was a bit of a shock, And then a week later, this mama cat arrived. If you can hear screaming in the background, that's our kids having an argument. And you're probably used to those sounds, right? If you listen to the show every day. But then, we had this pregnant cat arrive and give birth and bring her kittens. And so we had like kittens there. And everywhere we go, we seem to attract animals. So I'm wondering how long it would be before a nice little kitten comes and joins us in our new home. I love cats so much. And right now, it feels a little bit unbalanced. We've got 2 dogs. We did have 6 chickens. We've given those away. To a lovely guy who's got a homestead nearby. In fact, he's taking a lot of our old gardening bits. So it's all kind of working out nicely. Anyway, let's move away from those 4 dead birds. John Rooney saying, Louisa! Hey, thanks for that. Jacqueline Branco is saying, Louisa, my good friend Tony Aston, we are organising the Grand Table Top Sale event together. Okay, well, a big shout out to you too, Tony. I love it when people do community action type things. I think it's really important. It's what makes the world a much better place. It's awesome. Thunderduck is saying man card is an American term. You pull someone's man card when they... Are you going to just leave me there? Can you finish that one off for me? I'd love it. I'd love to know what it is. Solo 50 expat Portugal. I'm nomad house sitting my way around, so I move every few weeks. Yes, I believe we might be seeing you soon. It would be lovely. Thunderduck is saying you pull someone's man card when they are not, when they're pot acting manly. I think that's not acting manly. Okay. Yes, I might pull Carl's man card. I mean, that just sounds a bit odd, like, Carl, can you come here? I need to pull your man cards. I think he's probably going to get quite excited, thinking of other things other than, me just openly ridiculing his, level of masculinity. So Gary's saying, great to meet you, Matty, from the Man Cave last night. The Man Cave is still going on. I love the fact that you guys have continued it. And I have to say, I do quite like having Carl back on a Friday night. He's given so much time over the years since we've been together. He used to run special discos most Fridays, games nights and things like that. We used to volunteer for one of the largest disability charities in the UK. So, our Friday nights have always been kind of donated to the community in some way, shape or form. So it's really nice to have him back. MF is saying, are you moving back to England? No, I don't see that coming up for us in the future. But if it does, where's the best place in England, do you think? I mean, we've lived all over. Carl's lived mainly in London and Sheffield and then Devon. And I've lived Lancashire. I'm from Kent, so near sort of like London, and also Devon. So I don't know. If we moved back to the UK, I probably would head down to Devon. I really, really love it. Frank is saying, we're in the same boat. 3 moves in the past year and a half. It's crazy. Possibly fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. It's good to keep your options open, isn't it? Midlife Crisis World Tour. Have you said where you're moving to? Well, unless there's screaming in the background, unless there's some kind of unforeseen twist and turn in the fate of the Munson family, it's looking like we're going to San Martino de Porto, which is on the Silver Coast. It's I think an hour and 15 above Lisbon. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there who's got a map in front of them, but it's a really lovely kind of croissant shaped bay, and it's really, really, it feels safe. I don't know if it is safe. I mean, is water ever safe? But when you look down the Silver Coast and you go to the beaches, the waves are so huge and high and quite terrifying, actually. But this little bay is really lovely, and it's got a lovely feel to it. And we've been there quite a few times. So Fiona and Simon Wright are joining us, wishing Andy a safe flight back to the island of wind and rain. Oh, Gemini saying, oh crikey, these comments are coming in so fast. I'm going to have to wrap this up soon, guys, but no one's actually guessed how long our shortest stay somewhere was before. Gemini saying, I always knew he was Chinese. His eyes tell it. You know what? So few people recognize that in Carl. But if you see him from the side, His profile is quite flat, and he jokes and says he's got a bit of a plate face. So there you go. Yes, his mother's Chinese. Well, we don't know exactly where she's from, but because her whole birth story is a bit of a mystery. But yes, he has, half of his genes come from, the Southeast Asia. So we've got Joao joining us. Good morning, Louisa. It's the first time I say good morning to you directly. I'm thrilled with your good mood. What a wonderful way to start the day. Bless you. I absolutely appreciate you. I love that message. That's awesome. Thank you so much. I don't think this is going to be a regular thing. Usually I'm messing around with the kids and trying to get them dressed and this, that, and the other, and we're having little arguments in the background. But, maybe I will. Who knows? This is really Cole's show, though, and I think you'd all miss him. Andrew is saying, moved from America to the Netherlands with only 2 bags and a cat. That move was easy. Wow, you're moving with a cat. I go with a 2-bag thing because I moved to France when I was 18 and 19, just with 1 bag, not trying to boast or anything, but it was actually a moment of stupidity, actually. I left with a bag with 2 changes of clothes, an old Walkman, like the old Walkmans that used to have, with a cassette player, a pad, some stamps, some envelopes, some makeup. And that was it. I had no bedding or anything. I hadn't thought it out. But, as an 18-year-old, I said, that's it. I'm off to France. You can't stop me. I've done my A-levels now. My parents must have freaked out. And I went around France just with 1 bag. So I completely understand, Andrea. I think it's much better to travel light. I'd love to say we're traveling light now. We're not. And moving with a cat, that's awesome. I mean, I love cats so much. When we moved from our house sitting, the mama cat that came and had babies, in the time we were there, those babies had grown up, but because they were feral, we weren't able to tame them. And then and so we weren't able to take them to the vets. And by the time we left, those kittens had also had kittens of their own. And so when the homeowner came back back to her house, and it was time for us to leave, we had these extra, like this 2nd generation kittens, and we said, look, we'll get rid of them for you. And we didn't get rid of them, we took them, but we had to wait until we could catch them. And so I had a 3-month-old Solomon. Solomon was about 5 months old, so he's in a sling, and I went down on a train from where we were living in Korea back to Caxias in central Portugal. Annie met me there, and so I had the baby in a sling, and I had 2 empty cat boxes. Went to her house, filled them up with kittens. So I came back with 4 kittens. Got back on the train. So I had two cat carriers with 4 kittens and a baby in a sling. And I think that is pretty awesome, but a bit bonkers. And I don't recommend it. I really don't. Carl keeps coming in and out of my screen, but I'm hoping he's going to come and join us, because I think he's going to say I need to actually help and do something now. So anyway, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Gary saying, moving house, the 2nd most stressful thing next to divorce. I guess you and Carl are fairly indestructible then. Yeah, we've really been put through the paces. Yes, we have, but it's all good. Thunderduck is saying, I'm allergic to dogs and cats. They always gravitate towards me. That is what they do, isn't it? Especially cats. They love people that don't like them. Jacqueline CDM is saying, we had a pregnant cat turn up. She was adorable, very wild, couldn't approach her, but we made her feel safe, fed and comfortable. I think that's the beautiful thing. We were never able to tame the original mum. And then the 2 feral kittens that survived and then had their own kittens, we couldn't tame them until they become mums. But the 2 feral cats, that first generation down, they were tameable once they'd had children and once they could see that we were looking after their kittens. And the kittens that were like 2 generations down from a feral mum, they were gorgeous, really, really lovely kittens. They were really gorgeous. So I totally understand what it's like. You really want to look after these cats and give them a lovely life, and sometimes you have to take a step back, just give them what they need, and look after them from afar. Bob Yonker joining us from the Algarve. Alan Tejo, sorry. Good to see you, Louisa. Best of luck to you and Carl and the kids on your move today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. For those of you that don't know, Bob Yonker is a fantastic musician. I recently contacted Bob and asked him if he would create some music for the lady that we've been living with, Jacqueline, who you might have seen. Carl does a show with her quite regularly on a Sunday, and it was her birthday, and we wanted to have some music for her. And Bob created this lovely track called "Celebrating Jacqueline," and it was absolutely beautiful, and it moved me to tears when I listened to it. And I believe, well, I saw, Jacqueline was also moved to tears. So if you want some special music, really special music, you must give Bob Yonker a shout. Capricorn 12, hola, bon dia. How long have you been practicing hypnotherapy for? I find the ability to help people is very rewarding. 4 years in now and looking forward to many more. Enjoy the destination. Thank you very much. Before I met Carl, so it was, I think about 15 or 16 years ago. Actually 20 years ago, I was learning it with a correspondence course. And I don't want to knock correspondence courses because correspondence courses have their place. But if you can hear the massive scrap outside, that's our 2 almost 3-year-old having a bit of a fit. But I think with correspondence courses, especially with hypnotherapy and NLP, your experience doesn't come a bit like driving. You pass your test and you're not a driver. All you've got is that license to drive. And my experience of hypnotherapy and NLP is you have to practice it. And so even though I started learning it 20 years ago and then also did a course, I actually trained up with Paul McKenna and Richard Bandler and also Michael Neal, and then later with subsequent NLP and hypnotherapy teachers and trainers. But it wasn't until I started working with clients myself on quite a regular basis that it started to happen. I know we've got a hypnotherapist watching, another one, Penny Albertella. I hope you don't mind me sharing that, Penny, in Devon. But Penny's been doing it a really long time, and we've had quite a few chats along the way. I use it with some of my clients. So when I'm coaching people on a membership package, they have the choice, whatever they need in that moment is what I use. So I think it's really useful. I think it's great. And I've given birth. I created a sort of birthing hypnotherapy for myself, and I used it with all 3 of my children, and 2 of them were born completely naturally. And the other one, she was in hospital when, she was born, and I was induced. They were freaking out because I was in my 40s, and they're like, in England, you're an elderly mum now. You have to have this baby in hospital. And so I was induced, and I still had a nice birth. So it's all good. Hypnotherapy is awesome. So I'm very pleased that you're doing it and enjoying it. Some more comments, and then I'm going to have to go and carry on packing. So let's see, what else have we got? And then I will start, oh my goodness. That's so much. Mrs. M is as smutty as Mr. M. I'm actually smuttier. But thank you for saying that. The best place in the UK is Heathrow's departures. Yes. Funnily enough, when I'd lived in Indonesia, I lived in Bali for 9 months, and the energy there is so cool, and there's something so nice and fluffy about it. And whenever I get back to Heathrow, it feels really jagged. Does anyone else feel that? Heathrow arrivals just doesn't feel like a great place to me. It feels very, I don't know. It makes my skin crawl. Cindy B saying hello to Solo 50 plus. Becky G Rogers, where in Devon do you like? I'm in Devon, but trying to get over to you guys. Well, we were living in between sort of Newton Abbot, Totnes, and Ashburton. We used to live on site of somewhere called Seal Hayne, which was this huge old stately home. And Carl has this ability to find these amazing jobs. That's something you guys don't know. He has this unusual ability to find these unusual niche things. And so we were working for this charity, the largest disability charity in the UK, and they were based at Seal Hayne, at this old listed building, this old estate, and we were living there as caretakers, and also I was volunteering, and Carl was running a radio show for young individuals, young adults with additional learning needs, and we were there for 5 years, and it was 5 years of happiness. But we really, really loved Devon, really like North Devon too, but we were really in South. But it's a wonderful place, really, really lovely. And it's the place that reminds me most of Portugal, with all the hills and the really nice, relaxed, chilled people who can grow really well. So we really like that kind of simplicity. Bob Yonker saying 4 moves for us within this past year. That's pretty, that's quite a lot, isn't it? It's hard to take your breath, like to relax and settle, when you're moving all the time. 1 month is my guess. So that's your guess for the shortest amount of time we spent somewhere. Pete Bleach saying 1.5 hours, your quickest move. No, but it wasn't much more than that. Gary saying, my guess is you lasted a week. I'll tell you in a sec. I guess a day or two for your shortest day. We've got George is saying hello. Dominique is saying this has been a great surprise. Thank you. Gemini saying, Louisa, could you repeat your website address? Oh, I'd love to join. Okay. If you go to YouTube, in fact, let me put a banner just so that you know exactly where to go. So YouTube, this is where you find out how rubbish I am at typing. Louisa Tanner, that's my maiden name, Munson. I'm going to scroll that across the floor at the bottom of this screen. And there you go. There you go. So if you go to YouTube, Louisa Tanner Munson, I would love it because you know what? Hopefully I'll get more subscribers today than Carl gets. It's an ongoing competition. Right, as we're wrapping this up then, Margarita is saying, do your kids speak Portuguese? Not yet. We all understand quite a bit. We've got quite a lot of vocab between us and it's the putting it together. Where we've been on the move a lot, we've lived in quite a few remote places where we've been away from the population and we are kind of homeschooling, unschooling because of their ages and stuff. However, where we're settling, when we first arrived in Portugal 4 years ago, we were not far away from a college that does free evening classes to learn English. And we were saying, oh, we'll sign up for there. And funnily enough, we're going to be moving around the corner from it. So I think that's going to change very quickly. We did have a Portuguese babysitter for a while who spoke perfect English because she was a trainee teacher. And it just didn't quite pan out as we were expecting. And then with the pandemic, we used to go out every day, go for coffees, and if the kids want an ice cream, a lot of people are like, oh, you don't want to give your kids ice cream or sweet drinks and things like that. We've used them as a little motivation. So if the kids are asking for something, we say, okay, you go and ask for it in Portuguese and then you can have it. And so that's how we've kind of been working, but I think it's going to change. And actually, I think that change has to come from me and Carl. Carl is obviously learning Portuguese with you guys. And for me, I speak French fluently, or, as much, I can hold my own in pretty much any situation. Because I also lived there. I lived there for 5 years. I'm showing myself to have moved around quite a bit. So it's funny that we're talking about moving, isn't it? And so I'm determined. I know that I will learn to speak it quite well. I'm really confident about that, possibly too confident. So I think as I actually start to fulfill that, the kids will start doing it as well. So yeah, I think it's going to happen. Carl's a really good mimic. And so when he's learning languages, he just mimics the sound and mimics key phrases. And before you know it, he's very proficient in French too. So I think it will happen. And where we're moving to, there are actually other families nearby. And so I'm really hoping, our kids are super friendly and they make friends with people. And it doesn't matter about the language, but I really think now it's going to start to happen. So thanks for asking, and check in with us in the future and hold us to that, because it's really important that we do. Nigel Henry is saying, global nomads, we all are. Yes, we are. Antonio, less Louisa, it's about 1:30. 1 hour 30 between Lisbon and São Martinho de Porto. So it's 110 kilometers. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's great. And it's also the location of our nearest IKEA. I'm quite excited about that. Stephen Wells is saying, my cat would need more than 2 bags. That is a pampered cat you've got there, my friend. Are you bringing your cat over? Thank you. I've got a Portuguese message. Good day, a marvelous day. To Portugal? I don't know what that is. Is it to be in Portugal? I don't know, the Porto bit. Felicidad. Thank you very much. Congratulations and all that, and happiness. I love that. 2 weeks is the shortest day. That is actually the correct answer. So our shortest day, and this was another one of the Munson moves that didn't go quite so well. When we moved to Korea, because where when we were looking to move to Korea, Carl had been there and just said it's a wonderful place. And just to say, it's Korea, Curia, not Korea, as in like North or South Korea. And we loved Korea. It was really great. And the funny thing is, the first time we drove around, we'd seen this little place that looked like a homestead with loads of grapevines and loads of trees. And it wasn't a particularly neat house, but I said, wow, that looks like the house for me. That looks like a lovely place. And we didn't realize if it was for rent or for sale, and we just like drove past it. And then the next visit we went to Korea, somebody said, oh, there's a house that is up for rent and you must go and see it. And it was this house. And so it felt kind of a little bit like, wow, this must be really special. And so we met it, and it had 2 houses on the plot of land. And
come on, we got work, they've gone now, you can come out.
Okay, I'll have to go. I'll just finish this story. And so we spoke to the estate agent, and there were 2 houses, and we agreed a rental price for 2 of the houses and the land to rent there. And it was also, we had in mind that it was a rent to buy. So there was the option to actually buy the place as well. And we were really excited. We felt like, oh, it's amazing, because it had like so many beautiful fruit trees. Like it just had everything we were looking for. Anyway, when we arrived, the owners were still there, and we just thought they were like welcoming us, and the estate agent was there. And so they showed us to the first house, and we started putting our things in because it was the closest house. And then we went into the other house, and the owner was still there. And what had got lost in translation, and I actually don't think it had got lost in translation, because the one of the helpers that was working with the estate agent had confirmed everything in writing, that we had both the houses as part of the rental deal. But the owners, in the meantime, it had been decided that they weren't moving. And the lady that we were living with, lovely lady, but what we hadn't been told was that there was a problem with the water. And at that time, our youngest was 3 months old. So, it was a really tender move, really. And so the lady, she, oh my goodness, the removal guys are actually going. He loaded up in less than an hour. That's incredible. Big shout out to Terry. I wish I knew his surname, because I would plug him, although I don't know if I'm allowed to. But anyway, we turned up, and the owner kept turning the water off. And so I was trying to like change nappies and wash sick out of things and do basic things that you'd like to do in a house. And the water kept going on and off. And then what was worse is, after one day of being in there, all of the sewage started to come up through the taps, through the floor tiles, through like bubbling up in the bath, coming up in the toilet. Anywhere there was a leak, I have no idea what was going on in this house, but there was something deeply wrong with it. And at first we just thought, oh, we'll clean it up, and we'd try to like pump it out and try to clean what was going on. And it just didn't work. And it took us 2 weeks to find somewhere else to stay. So we had to stay there, even though it's an absolute health hazard. After a while, we just like lost our will to live and just like went into a hotel nearby. But it was really tense, because we had such a small child, and then our other 2 were so much smaller as well. So that was a really quick stay. So a bit of a disaster, not quite, a bit different to the dead bird under a table, but it was a bit weird. Anyway, Capricorn 12, where in Kent are you from? I don't normally admit this in public. I'm from Medway. Okay. I was born in Gillingham. There you go. I went to Rainer Mark Grammar School. I didn't like school very much, I have to say. Jacqueline CDM saying, so happy that you're staying on the Silver Coast. I can see the bay from my garden. You'll love it. Great for the kids to swim and play in. Yes, thank you. Happy move from Jacqueline Branco. Me, my dog and bike is saying hello from Torres de Relvas. I've never heard that word before, or that place. Jim White saying, check out Elizabeth's Kitten Rescue in Peniche. Okay, we'll do it at some point. Andrea saying, Matty, good morning. You know what? Carl was saying, ask everyone, who is Matty, or what is Matty? But he didn't explain why. So, bon dias, Matthias. Okay, I am going to wrap this up now, because we really do need to go. So just a few more words of wisdom and stuff from people. Margarita is saying, me, my dog and bike. I met the previous tenant in your new place last night, Mrs. M. Thank you very much. Well, they're great, aren't they? Aren't they lovely people? Margarita saying play dates will surely help, and it'll be a great thing. Offered them the ability to speak another language. Absolutely. I did foreign exchanges when I was a kid, and I loved them in France. Oh, Carl is actually calling me out. Carl, can you actually come through and say goodbye to your people? I'm going to love you and leave you. Sorry, I haven't got to the rest of the comments, but I love you all. Thank you for joining me.
Please, come on, let her do some proper work now. Come on.
We got to go.
Good else today, everybody.
Look, show me your sweat mark.
No, I'm not.
Okay, that's a goodbye from me. Carl will be back with the show as normal tomorrow. Have a fantastic day wherever you are. I now need to, while I'm saying goodbye, find his outro branding, and I don't know which one it is, so it's a bit hit and miss. I'm going to put in where is it? Oh well, I'm just going to say goodbye. Have a lovely day wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Enjoy this weather, enjoy this amazing country that we're in. I hope you're well. I hope to see you again soon, and like I said, it will be back to normal tomorrow, and you'll be joined from by Carl, wherever we are on holiday. Who knows? We might have some other kind of change. It might not be Lisbon. Who knows? But anyway, lots of love. Take care. Bye for now.